Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the April 3rd Town Board meeting. Please rise for the pledge.
United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Jeff Renahan, First Ward.
Bill Carlos, Second Ward.
Jessica Lopez, 3rd Ward.
Matthew Wolver, Fifth Ward.
Ann Shershin, 6th Ward.
Kim Russell, Deputy Town Clerk.
Jim Nelson, Attorney for the Town.
John Baisley, Town Supervisor. Thanks, everybody, for coming. It's nice to see a full room for a change. We have a rather small agenda. The first thing is a discussion on the water bill of St. Simeon. Number 2 is appoint Sergeant Russell Tompkins to a police lieutenant. 3, retirement of Lieutenant Brian Wagner. 4, appoint Eric Johnson to a police officer. 5, appoint Harry Ocasio to a police officer. 6, Sarah Racco to a police officer. 7, appoint Kara Stum to police officer. 8, reappoint Albert A. Cimarelli to the plumbing board. 9, appoint John Baser Veterans Liaison with Dutchess County Division of Veteran Services. 10, accept the resignation of Wendy Greggs to the CAC. 11, the resignation of Danielle Steele as court attendant of Justice Court. 12, authorize the signing of fees to the Dutchess Handmade Pop-Up Show Arts for Mid-Hudson Gallery. 13, authorize the Scalarmia Foundation and Tri-State Walk. 14, authorize the Hudson Valley Creator Fest. 15, authorize the payment of claim against A&C Barcher. 16, authorize the supervisor to sign a letter agreement with the PBA on air sampling. 17, authorize the Recreation Department to advertise for bid for over Rocker park improvements. I'd like to make a motion to suspend the rules for any item on the agenda.
So moved. Second.
All in favor? Does anybody want to discuss any item that's on the agenda? If not, resume the rules.
So move.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I'd like to make a motion to take presentation number 1 and put it as after number 7, after we do the police officers.
So
I'll
moved.
move.
All in favor?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Ranahan.
Be it resolved that the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby authorize the promotion of Police Sergeant Russell P. Tompkins to the position of Police Lieutenant Permanent at the yearly salary of $114,325.10, subject to a probationary period of not less than 8 nor more than 26 weeks per civil service law, effective April 8th, 2019. And be it further resolved that the town supervisor is authorized to execute and file all documentation required by Dutchess County Department of Human Resources in connection with this appointment. So move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Congratulations, Russell.
Resolution 3, be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby accept, with regret, the retirement of Brian E. Wagner, Police Lieutenant with the Town of Poughkeepsie Police Department, effective April 26, 2019. So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions on that? Any
He has been a significant asset to our department for his whole career, and it's really a shame. But life does change, and you do move on.
And Bill, remember, you can't vote no on somebody.
I know, I already had that.
I want to thank Brian for all his time. It was a pleasure working with him the last couple of years in his positions over there. He was a great officer, and I wish him all luck on his retirement. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 6-0. Congratulations on your retirement.
Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby appoint Eric R. Johnson to the position of full-time police officer trainee under the provisions of civil service law at the starting yearly salary of $53,471.26, effective April 8th, 2019, which appointment is subject to a probationary period of not less than 26 nor more than 52 weeks per civil service law, and be it further resolved that the supervisor is authorized to execute and file all documentation required by the Dutchess County Department of Human Resources in connection with this appointment. So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes 6-0. Congratulations, Eric.
Resolution 5, be resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby appoint Harry Ocasio to the position of full-time police officer trainee under the provisions of civil service law at the starting yearly salary of $53,471.26, effective April 8th, 2019, which appointment is subject to a probationary period of not less than 26 nor more than 52 weeks per civil service law. And be it further resolved that the supervisor is authorized to execute and file all documentation required by the Dutchess County Department of Human Resources in connection with this appointment. So moved.
Second?
We have a motion second. Any questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes 6-0. Congratulations, Harry.
Be it resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby appoint Sarah Rico to the position of full-time police officer trainee under the provisions of civil service law with a starting yearly salary of $53,471.26, effective April 8th, 2019, which appointment is subject to a probationary period of not less than 26, no more than 52 weeks per civil service law, and be further resolved, supervisor is authorized to execute and file all documentation required by the Dutchess County Department of Human Resources in connection with this appointment. So moved.
Second.
Got a motion second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes 6-0. Congratulations. Be it resolved, the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby appoint Kara A. Stump to the position of full-time police officer under the provisions of civil service law, the starting yearly salary of $60,108.38, effective April 8, 2019, which appointment is subject to a probationary period of not less than 26 no more than 52 weeks per civil service law. Further resolved, the supervisor is authorized to execute and file all documentation required by the Dutchess County Department of Human Resources in connection with this appointment. So moved.
Second.
A motion second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, motion passes 6-0. Congratulations. We're done.
Give it a minute.
We're going to give them a second to disappear if they want.
I never thought.
You going to stay?
Ah, you gotta do it soon. Matt, now you find a parking spot.
Yeah, right? Want to go move your car? Yeah.
Probably have time. Every single red light. Every red light on the way here. Not even kidding.
No way it works when you're in a rush.
Well, I had that thought the other day.
Didn't run any of them. They had every single red light on the way.
That was why.
It's really nice. Go outside.
Jennifer?
You mean the town doesn't take them all out to dinner and say,
Oh.
hey, thanks?
The next presenter gets to meet him and pay the bill.
Taxpayers love it when we take people out to dinner.
Come on up.
Yes.
Yep.
Hi, all.
Hello.
My name is Jennifer McAvoy Riley, and I'm the Executive Director of St. Simeon. And I have a quick presentation for all of you, because I'm sure you all have better things to do. Kimberly, should I pass these out, or should I have you?
I can do that.
Thank you.
Yeah, because
The other one?
there's, no.
I don't know if you all know, but I'm Jennifer McAvoy Riley. I am the Executive Director, and St. Simeon is 4 separate properties, which are located in both the town and the city of Poughkeepsie. 3 of the companies are senior housing, where we have 250 residents whose average age is 82. And the 4th company is a foundation. And that's the reason I'm here today. We've had an issue that's been going on for a little over a year about a water bill. We have a barn located on our property that we just use it has a spigot. And we use it to clean the equipment, lawnmowers, things like that. Normally the bill is around $15 a quarter until last February 2018, and you'll see in that folder, the bill I received was for $4,150, a little different. And so I put a timeline in there so you can see. On September 14th, I hired Calculated Fire Protection to come and perform inspections for the sprinklers and backflows to St. Simeon 2 housing, which is 7 buildings, St. Anna's, which is 2 buildings, and the barn. They found some issues, one in Building 9 and one with the barn. The barn, they said the backflow and the meter both had to be replaced. But the only way to get the meter replaced was the town's water department would have to do that, and they'd have to schedule that. Okay. So you'll also see in there's an estimate for the fixes of the barn. On November 1st, the town did in fact install the meter. Fine and dandy. On February 28th, when I get this bill for $4,150, I'm 100% confused. I speak with I call the water department first. I speak with Sue, who's very nice, but who proceeds to tell me, oh no, there was a major flood and there was an emergency over there and we had to change the meter. And an EMS plumbing was there, and I said, that didn't happen. I said, not only was it not an emergency, it was scheduled since September to be changed November 1st. And again, I couldn't get anywhere, so I call Chloe over at Calculated Fire Protection and say, perhaps you can speak with the water department to find out what's going on. She does. She basically it takes her a while, and as you can see in the timeline, I show you that. She finally gets through on March 5th and speaks with Sue, who reiterates the same story. There was an emergency. They were sent out there to put an emergency meter in because there's huge flood. Didn't happen. Anyway. On March 12th, Mr. Ballard and Thomas came out and to walk the property with me and to look it over, and because I'm thoroughly confused. As far as I know, there was never a flood. Okay, finally Danny says, well, maybe it could have been underground. And I'm thinking, how would you know about it and I wouldn't? And the reason I asked that, if you notice the bill, there's no water meter reading. It says 0. So how did you assess me a $4,000 bill when the water meter reading is at 0? I don't understand. Anyway, so about an hour later on March 12th, Mr. Ballard and Thomas come back, and one of my maintenance men just happened to be in the barn. The meter was installed incorrectly. It's backwards, so they were going to come and fix it, but they weren't going to tell me that when I had spent the time with them the hour before, which kind of concerned me. And then again, I call, God bless, John Baisley, and we meet with John, Keith Ballard, Thomas, and I bring one of my crew. And nothing was settled. And I think of the town council, and I understand Keith did make a presentation to you. I didn't know about it, and probably in retrospect, that's good. I'm here now to show you what I can show you, and that is there's no water meter reading. So I don't know how somebody can assess me a $4,000 bill for a flood. EMS, I don't use EMS plumbing. As far as I know, they've never been on my property. I did in fact call them and say, do you do work for the town? They said, we do at times, but we've never been to St. Simeon. I said, thank you. And here I am. So this has been going on. Technically, it started September 14, 2017. And it is April 3rd, 2019, and I still have now I have an additional bill because you put it on the taxes, that bill that I was not paying for the water I didn't use, and now the surcharges, so we're up to about $4,600. So what I'm asking of all of you is to say this bill is non-existent because it is zero. I don't know how you could assess me $4,000. If you look at those bills, and I did highlight the one bill to show that the meter reading is at zero. So I'm imploring on your consideration, and that's what I'm asking.
Thanks, Jennifer. I will get back to you before weekend.
Terrific. Thank you very much, and thanks for taking the time.
No, thank you.
Yeah, can I ask just one quick question?
Absolutely.
You are having this water meter pulled for the winter months, aren't you?
I have it locked up, and in that folder, in that packet, you'll also see where calculated fire protection has written, it's turned off.
It's turned, and then you have the water department come out and pull the meter. Because if you're not using the water over the winter, it makes no sense to have it.
Right,
Hooked
well,
up, yeah.
I don't have it pulled, I have it off. It's
Okay.
all off, and you'll see that in there, and it's certified by calculated.
Okay.
All
Because
right.
I'm also involved with the barn, and we actually have the water department come out and pull the meter for the winter months. Because if there's water in it and it expands, it just breaks the meters.
Thank
And,
you,
if
I didn't know that, all I
And
know
they
is
do
they
it
turned
free
it
of
off.
charge. It's very easy to have done. Yeah.
Ah, no one's mentioned
Yeah.
that, so thank you, and I will take that, I'll give a call. Thank you very much, all.
Thanks, Jennifer.
Do you have any questions for me? Anybody? Nope.
Nope.
I hope the packet helps. Thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoy
And
your
Matthew,
dinner.
it was nice meeting you all.
as well.
Thank you, thank you.
Number 8.
Number 8?
Number 8.
I think it's me. Be it resolved that the town board of the town of Poughkeepsie does hereby appoint Albert A. Cimarelli Jr. to the Plumbing Board of Examiners of the town of Poughkeepsie, which term is effective January 1st, 2019 through December 31st, 2021. So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Resolution 9. Whereas the town of Poughkeepsie has been asked by the County of Dutchess Division of Veteran Services to establish a Veterans Liaison to enhance the town's current programs and services that honor the men and women in our community who have served and are currently serving in the United States Armed Forces, with the designated town board member advising and participating with the County Division of Veteran Services on matters pertaining to Veterans Affairs. Now, therefore, be it resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby appoint John J. Baisley as the town's Veteran Liaison. So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. This is a new group that they're starting to try to get words out. If anybody has any issues with a veteran, reach out to me. We can reach out to Mark in the county, so they really want a better interface with the veterans with any issues, because they understand that not every vet understands what they have to offer. So if we can take it and bring it back to the table. They're only going to meet like maybe once a quarter, but it's basically an extra interface for the county.
Is Nelson Rivera still the chair?
No,
We can't know.
Mark Caviglia is now.
Okay.
Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby accept with regret the resignation of Wendy Greggs from the Town of Poughkeepsie Conservation Advisory Commission, effective immediately. So moved.
Second. Motion second. Any questions?
I just want to say that Wendy was really passionate, so it's unfortunate that she has to resign. She's having some health issues, so we wish her well. And Yeah, that's all.
I have to second Jessica's comment. I only met her twice, but she really was into what she was doing. It's a shame that she had to leave.
Yeah.
I think she had her heart in it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
Be resolved, Town Board, Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby accept with regret the resignation of Danielle Steele, Court Clerk with the Town of Poughkeepsie Justice Court, effective immediately. So moved.
Second.
A motion second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion is 7-0.
Resolution 12, be resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby authorize Linda Marston Reed on behalf of Arts Mid-Hudson to post 3 lawn signs and 1 banner, 2 foot by 4 foot, for advertising of the Duchess Handmade Pop-Up Shop at the Arts Mid-Hudson Gallery, 696 Duchess Turnpike, Poughkeepsie, which said event is from May 3rd, 2019 to May 31st, 2019, and said signs will be located along Duchess Turnpike adjacent to the office property located at 696 Duchess Turnpike, with all signs to be retrieved at the end of the event. And be it further resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby waive the sign permit fees relating to this event. So moved.
Second.
A motion and second. Any questions on this one? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Be resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby approve the application submitted by Bruce Cowan on behalf of Tri-State Scleroderma Foundation to hold Poughkeepsie Scleroderma Walk on June 22nd, 2019, from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Vassar College property, and be further resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby approve the application for said Poughkeepsie Scleroderma Walk pending receipt by the Town Clerk of Certificate of Liability Insurance, naming the Town of Poughkeepsie as an additional insured. So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any questions on this? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Whereas the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie has heretofore received an application from Ryan Bosch to hold the Hudson Valley Creator Fest on May 5th, 2019, with a rain date of May 11th, 2019, from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. to be held at 46 Raymond Avenue, Poughkeepsie, New York, owned by Vassar Property. And be it resolved, the Town Board of Town of Poughkeepsie has hereby approved the application as submitted, and the Town Clerk is in receipt of the application fees, certificate of liability insurance, naming the Town of Poughkeepsie as additionally insured. Be it further resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie is hereby waived the open container law in the event alcoholic beverages are to be served, with all other state laws remaining in full force and effect. So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any questions?
Yeah, this has been an awesome event. They did it last year, and even though it was raining, they had 200 people show up.
Wow.
So, and I heard they had a lot of fun. And unfortunately, he picks bad dates for me again, the day after my son's wedding. So, sorry. I'll be up to here with relatives. Maybe I should bring them around.
You can bring them all around. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Good luck.
Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby authorize payment of $3,542.95 by the Town of Poughkeepsie in full settlement of the claim of Ann C. Barcher in exchange for a general release from all claims and fees arising from or related thereto. So move.
Second.
Yeah, motion and second. Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Resolution 16. Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby authorize the supervisor to execute a letter of agreement with the Town of Poughkeepsie Police Benevolent Association in substantially the form annexed, authorizing the PBA to hire a contractor to perform asbestos air sampling and analytical services at the Town of Poughkeepsie Police Department. Said contractor to be authorized to perform these services on receipt by the town of proof of insurance coverage satisfactory to the attorney for the town, and further provided that the town will be provided with the contractor's qualifications and a copy of all reports and analysis which are provided by the contractor to the PBA. And be it further resolved that this work is a Type 2 action requiring no secret review. So moved.
Second.
Yeah, motion and second. Any questions?
I just have a question. Is this an ongoing thing that happens occasionally, or did
They
something
did it-
specific come about?
Did about 6 or 7 years ago.
Okay, so it's
So-
just time to redo. Okay.
And their PBA's paying the bill for it.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to thank them for stepping up and paying it. They did it probably, Ken, what, 7, 8 years ago? Maybe longer? Yeah. Then they just asked to do it again as long as we get to see the results.
Okay.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0.
Be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby authorize the town clerk to advertise for bids for installation of inclusive playground and safety surfacing at Over Rocker Park pursuant to plans and specifications prepared, which plans and specifications will be available on April 22nd, 2019 in the office of the town clerk, and the bid opening will be held on May 13th, 2019 at 11 o'clock a.m. And be it further resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Poughkeepsie does hereby reserve the right to accept or reject all bids in whole or part, and be it further resolved that the Town Board does hereby determine that this is a Type 2 action requiring no environmental review. So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Any questions? No. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. And I want to say, we're hoping that we'll have this park done by early fall, once this all comes in. It's something we've been looking forward to, and we got grant money, and Jessica's been working hard on making sure this gets forward, and hopefully
Exciting. Yep.
by the end of the year, we'll be out playing on it.
Yep.
That brings us to the end of our agenda. Make a motion to suspend the rules for any comment at all.
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody like to say anything in relation to town hall? Keith?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Keith Ballard, Town of Poughkeepsie Water Superintendent.
Thomas Colgan, Deputy Water Superintendent.
Okay, I just want to respond to Jennifer's little thing she had put on there. We had a meeting, her, myself, Jay, and Tom, and one of her maintenance men, and some of the facts she came out with are really not true. I mean, I left the package with all, if you want to look at it, you can see in the notes, we got called to change a meter because it broke, it busted. So we went over there on November 1st, 2017. We replaced the meter, and I took pictures at the time, and you could see where it was wet. The sheetrock was all soaked, and she said that, where did the water go? Well, if you look on the picture of the meter, it's an old wood plank floor with gaps in it like this that goes right down to the ground. That's where all the water went. And we have a daily book that we keep too, and when the guys install a new meter, they put the old reading and then the new meter in. So everything jives, the meter numbers. The only thing that was wrong, which I just found out today, was that her bill was zero. And that was either a technical glitch or a clerical error, which I'm working with Mark Fink on. Because it should show, do you have a copy of the bills, Jay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had 9995. Is that the meter regional code?
Yeah, that's because somebody broke the seal and put the meter in backwards, which is $1,000 fine, but I didn't charge her for it.
Normally on all new installation meters, everything has a seal on it. So that way we know no one's messing with it.
Okay.
And there's no seal on this one?
Pampered?
Yes.
I believe.
And
Okay.
there's new plumbing in there, which you can see in the pictures. I don't think she realized I took pictures. As a matter of fact, I know she didn't.
I'm sorry, Keith, I haven't seen the packet, so I don't know if this is there. We have documentation, or the water department has documentation of when someone calls to say that the meter has been busted, or there's documentation of that? Because she was saying that it had been set up far in advance for you to come out and be
You know,
replacing the meter on
They
that
call in and they
day.
just set up an appointment, and we just put it on our schedule.
Okay.
It's on our schedule,
Okay.
which I can get a copy of.
I'm a little confused. So you're saying that when you replaced it on November 1st, the leak had already happened?
Yes.
So then why did the new charge not show up until?
Because we don't charge.
We bill
yeah,
probably
quarterly.
2 months after we read it. November 1st was in the middle of the quarter.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what happens is, on that bill, it should have had from, I got the dates here, they're on there, September. From that point till November 1st, it should have been that $2,000 charge on there, which the meter reading went from 39 to 2039. That's 2,000 units. And when we change the meter, it should start at 0. And when she called us again, she said that, could you come check this? So we went out and met her, and she's saying, well, where did the water go? And look at the floor. I mean, I wasn't there when it happened, but the water went through the meter, and the sheet rock's all destroyed. New plumbing was put in without a permit. So it's not like we did anything. All we did was change the meter, and we went back at her request and shut the water off outside. And I showed Mark the bill, and he says there's something wrong. He'll get to the bottom of it, but it should have the old reading and the new reading on there with the consumption. It just has the amount that was charged, the consumption, which was 2,000 units.
Okay, as we said to her, we'll get to the bottom of it by the end of the week, and
All right, but like I said,
Is Mark working on that now with the?
well, I just came to him today. I just looked at the bill for the first time today. When she met with us, I didn't see it was zero. She didn't show me any bill with zeros on it. She
Yeah,
showed me a previous bill saying this is what we use, 39 units. Well, it's been 39 units for I don't know how long, because they don't really use it. But this is the middle of winter, there's no heat in there, and they had two heaters that were in there, but they were unplugged. So with the air coming up through those slats in the board, it froze and it just blew apart.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you're saying that it happened before November 1st? It happened sometime between September and November?
Correct.
Okay, so not the middle of winter, the middle of fall.
It was cold weather.
Yeah.
We had 20,
Usually shut it down.
we had
in
over 20
September.
water breaks from November 1st to the end of January.
And the heat that's in that room is no more than just a little plug-in heater, so it could be
Yeah, and that's not
unplugged.
effective in a barn. I mean, there's no
the town code
insulation,
states
it's not
they can't- That
effective.
meter never should have been put in there without heat,
Yeah.
provisions for heat. That's in our town code.
So was the plumbing work that was done up to code?
They shut it off, they're not using it now. So we shut the curb box off and we could stop billing them. Once the curb box is shut off, we stop billing. They just get their water from the buildings now instead of going through the barn, since it's not heated. And at that meeting, the maintenance guy was trying to explain what went on, and I keep forgetting her name.
It was cut short.
Jennifer looked at him and says, you don't have to talk anymore. Because he told us right from the beginning that it was a massive leak. They came there after the weekend and shut it off on the inside. But even though it's shut off on the inside,
Still running.
well, there's still a piece that goes between the ground and that first valve that is not protected. But that was after the fact, after it already blew apart. I mean, we're not out to try to take anybody's money. We have no reason to. And like I say, if you look at those pictures that I took, the meter numbers jive with whatever's on our notes. These notes are for the account. And everything jives. What doesn't jive is what she was saying, that there was no water, no flood. Of course there was no flood, it just went down through the floor. You can see where the bottom 3 inches of the sheet rock is just moldy, it's destroyed. But there was no leak.
Anybody, anything else? Thanks, Keith.
Thank you. No problem. I mean, she's a very nice woman. She is, but a little pushy, like my wife. That was on tape, was it?
Yeah, so
You didn't have to throw that in, Keith.
don't go home.
I hope she's not watching.
Anybody else like to say anything? If not, motion to resume the rules?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Jeff? You got anything over there?
I have nothing over here.
Make a motion to adjourn?
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks. Everybody have a great night.
Put me on the spot.